The whole, hey, look over here, so you don't see what's going on. This is a big headline. NASA confronts 72% asteroid impact probability, a planetary defense test. Now, do I remember correctly, did Trump defund NASA, or was that Obama? Did Obama defund NASA?
You're supposed to ask me these during the break.
Oh, I forgot. Somebody, I think, really cut NASA's budget. Now, I'm not a NASA champion because I watched that movie with Scarlett Johansson, and I'm starting to believe that maybe we didn't go to the moon. I don't know, man. And when I saw a thing from that black lady, man, what's her name? Candace Owens. And she was having an interview with somebody about this belt, some type of a belt with all kind of radiation and crazy stuff in it that you can't pass through without being burnt to a crisp, and that the material that the space shuttle was built out of that supposedly land on the moon, it was not
like Teflon.
Yeah, it's not graded enough to go through that type of radiation. Like, they would have never made it to the moon. They would have burned up before getting to the moon, let alone they went there. It's something.
Wait, Candace Owens doesn't believe we landed on the moon?
No, Candace Owens is on team the moon's a fake. The moon landing's a fake.
Okay.
Yeah. So I watched this movie. They showed the hypothetical what if thing, and then I watched that documentary. See how Facebook works? I watched that movie, and then that night when I was sitting on the toilet scrolling Facebook like I normally do, that's how I get down, you know. It popped up, and I was like, "How did you know to give me this interview of Candace Owens about?" So I can't remember it wasn't the Orion belt. It was the something belt. I wish we knew what the belt was, but there's some belt out there that is almost like God put it there to protect us from everything out that could be out there. You know, kind of protect the Earth. You can't pass through it, supposedly. Like, you just can't. We don't have anything strong enough to pass through that without it completely burning it to a crisp, like incinerating it.
How have we sent rockets and stuff up there? Does she not believe in any of that? Or she still think that's in the stratosphere?
No. Yeah. The rockets go up, the satellites are up there, but none of them go past that belt. Man, see if we can find the
belt that Candace Owens talks about.
Find out the name of the highly radiation belt that is between us and the moon. And real quick, while I'm doing it. So NASA has this program, but guys, it's hypothetical. There's a whole news story out about a 72% possibility of a meteor impact and what NASA's going to do about it. You talk about money.
Radiation belts? Earth's radiation belts?
No, it's in space.
That's in space. Okay.
I thought you said Earth's radiation belt.
Yeah, how NASA has worked around Earth's radiation belts to land Apollo 11 on the moon.
What's the name of the belt? Come on. I'm going to read while you find it.
Okay, keep going.
So, every 2 years, and now we're talking about, we have a deficit in the trillions.
Van Allen radiation belts.
The Van Allen nailed it. So apparently, the space shuttle that went to the moon, the material it was made out of, was not strong enough to go through that belt once, let alone twice. Now, I don't know. I don't know that for fact, and you two may take us down for this. But according to Candace Owens and this scientific researcher, astrology guy,
James Van Allen.
All right. Well, she did the interview with him.
Oh, no. That's
dead.
who the belt was named after.
Yeah, that guy's dead, right?
Okay, I thought that's who you were talking about.
No. She did an interview with another scientist about the moon landing.
Okay.
All right. And the material that the space shuttle was made out of, back then, the material they had available, it was not strong enough to go through the belt once, let alone twice. The space shuttle and everybody inside of it would have vaporized. I'm going to leave that there and let y'all chew on it because I don't know. My daddy worked.
Jonathan doesn't believe in dinosaurs, you guys. So.
My daddy worked for NASA, and he swears that the moon landing is real. He was there at the Cape when it happened. He worked there a long, long time ago. He was not an engineer or an astronaut or anything like that. He worked in whatever that command center thing was. He swears that it was real. But anyways, I'm going to let y'all chew on that. But here's my problem with this story. We got so much going on with the election, with food crisis, with trucking crisis, with employee crisis, with housing crisis. And they're putting out stories about a hypothetical event that's not going to happen. It's not likely. You know, it says it is highly unlikely for Earth to ever be struck by an asteroid big enough to cause any significant damage. But guess what? Every 2 years, they bring in the biggest, smartest scientists from around the world. The Center for the Earth, so they're the Center for Near-Earth Object Studies.
I bet they're paid well.
And then there's a NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory that's out in California. And they all get together to track orbital determination of asteroids and comets and finding what may be a hazard to Earth. And guess what? They design and they do exercises on what would happen if an asteroid hit the Earth. How many millions of dollars do you think those exercises cost? All those people to go out to California and play into the world?
That's nuts. That's nuts.
It's
what?
It's like the Army.
How is that some kind of study?
It's like the Army National Guard. 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year, you go out and I don't mean this disrespectful, you go out and play Army. I'm not being disrespectful because I know y'all guys train, and I'm very thankful for the National Guard. But they go out, and at least for the National Guard, at some point, you may get called into service for an actual threat to our country or another country or to defend liberty. You may actually go serve. This is a hypothetical deal that is unlikely to happen, and we're wasting tax. NASA is funded by the government. We got trillions and trillions of dollars in debt, and we got some wacko scientists out in the, and it's not like they do it once a century or once every 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. They do it every 2 years. A bunch of crap. Before I do this, I want to get back to the housing market and the houses. Everything you buy, especially if you own a business, you understand depreciation on your tax return. Everything you purchase depreciates. Your vehicles depreciate, your trailers depreciate, your equipment depreciates, everything depreciates. How in the hell has the government been able to trick us into houses don't depreciate?
I mean, everything goes wrong after a certain number of years. Everything. They're wrong. They're wrong on this. Totally.
I have a wife and 8 kids, and we take very good care of our house.
You do.
But we've lived in it for a long time. This house was built in 1973. We haven't been here the whole time. We moved in here 11 years ago. Houses depreciate. Material starts to fade and go bad. Paint fades. Foundations settle. Backyards do things. Septic tanks need replacing. Roofs need repairing. Struts rot out. You get termites. How in the hell have they convinced us that everything around us depreciates, but our houses continue to skyrocket and increase in value?
Because people will buy them.
No, because they tax you on your house value.
Right.
And when they come by and they do a new whatever
But they
it's
wouldn't
called,
have that value if people weren't willing to buy it.
right?
Except even houses that aren't for sale are allegedly twice as much
But
as they're
again,
worth.
because we've been tricked.
Right.
So like when you go to buy a used car, the first thing you ask is how many miles is on it and does the AC work? Right?
Truth.
When you go to buy a house, shouldn't you ask how many people live there? How many miles this house got on it?
How many people died here?
Anybody die here? Does the AC work? Does it have good insulation? Do I have to put in 3 window units like Jonathan Morris does to stay cool at night? Because the essential hair don't keep them cool enough? Like we're tricked into what's a new home. No, it's not. Unless you're having a new house built, you're not buying a new home. You're buying a home that somebody else lived in. But yet we're tricked into believing that it continues to raise in value. So here's the thing. Why don't cars raise in value? Man, this car is good. I've got it broken in.
Because the pieces are breaking and they don't work. The car doesn't run like it's supposed to when it's got a broken piece in it. Luckily, the house will.
So do you know
can have a broken pipe.
So do you know since we've lived here, we've had to do a roof, we've had to do a septic tank, we've had to do sliding glass window doors.
I believe it.
Right?
Yep.
We were getting ready to do a front door. Not because we're terrible people and we just ransacked the place.
No,
it's because the house was built in
normal maintenance.
1973.
Right.
So things go bad. You go into a house that has been owned by 19 different people. They throw up new paint, change out the baseboards, and you're like, man, look at this new home. It's not new. It's 30 years old. Well, instead of being worth $100,000, it's worth $500,000. Why? Because we say so. It's a bunch of crap.
False inflation. Yeah, so tell us about your store, and
You don't want to hear about the new COVID vaccine shot
Everyone
that
needs-
FDA just approved?
we're going to have to save that.
We'll save that one.
But also,
You jumping over to my YouTube show later?
yeah, I'll be there.
Oh, you're producing it.
Oh, yeah,
Tell
right
'em
after
where-
this.
Tell them where to find us in about 5
YouTube.
minutes.
Between the Ribs 10?
Oh, you haven't changed it yet?
Not yet.
Between the Ribs 10. Clean the plate, suck the bone, chew tomorrow. We'll be there next. Live, interactive. Questions you want answered, comments, concerns, complaints.
Things we can't say on radio.
Yes, we can say anything we want to. So please join us. Tell your friends. We need you to subscribe, like, and follow, right?
And share.
And share. Also share, subscribe, like, and purchase from Organic Meats, Morris Family Farms. Please place an order. That's how I pay for this stuff, guys. I love talking to y'all. I don't make a lot of money yet. I need a little bit. 407-402-5686. Heather likes getting paid every week, don't you?
I do.
So help a cracker out. Spend a couple dollars at the shop. 407-402-5686. We can ship anywhere in the country. It doesn't matter. Organicmeats.com. We have some options on there to purchase. Or, again, call, text 407-402-5686. I will be in Fort Walton. I think we nailed it down to the 14th. I guess I had the date wrong. I guess Saturday is the 14th of September. So we can't wait. We're going to be up there. We're having a barbecue. Start getting your meat orders in. Also, start thinking about Thanksgiving turkeys. I need to know how many turkeys you want. All right, Jonathan Morris, Between the Ribs with Heather Hippopotamus. One more happy anniversary to my wife. We are out of here. See you on YouTube.
He knows the king we serve, so he hates and meddles.